I was sexually harassed. I felt unsafe. Nothing was done about it. I felt I wasn't supported. He shouldn't have touched me, and he crossed every boundary that I've ever set for myself.
It was very hard to do my job because there was sexual harassment and abuse happening. Being so passionate, so excited and so into it, but having to deal with being terrified at work was just unacceptable.
I was basically given the option to settle, and in doing so I was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. I felt that it was presented as a non-negotiable in order to achieve the settlement.
I was a union delegate in my workplace. The perpetrator told me not to tell anybody. He was in a very senior position. I was not. They thought it would be in my interest to sign the NDA. I wouldn't have been able to talk to my husband. I wouldn't have been able to talk to my parents. I wouldn't have been able to talk to my children. I wouldn't have been able to talk to my best friends. You're not just silenced in terms of talking to the general public, you're silenced across your whole life.
The NDA protected him and not me. I was being silenced again, which is just re-traumatising for any woman going through this.
When we walk around as women who've been sexually assaulted in the workplace, victimised, bullied, discriminated against, we carry that invisible trauma with us every day. You can't see it.
It is incredibly difficult. I mean, at my lowest point, I have had some thoughts of suicide.
Some days, even just getting out of bed was a real struggle. I was really depressed, and my anxiety just went through the roof.
To get where I am today, it's been a long process, but I'm not going to give up on it.
I know what's happened to people around me and other women in the industry. It's happening right now.
I do know of other workers who've been pressured into signing NDAs. This can include for things like sexual assault or sexual harassment, but also bullying and discrimination. So it is quite broad.
Work's a huge part of our life, so we should always feel safe at work. We just have to do something about it. This can't continue. It's just dehumanising. It's
really important to be able to reclaim your voice, tell the story, the true story in your own words, and get some of your power back that way.
We need to come together and we need to stand up and fight for everything that we've worked for in the last 50 years.
Out of everything that has happened, this is my silver lining. This is giving me purpose.
I want to be heard, and I want my voice to be loud, and I want the other women to know that they're not alone and that something needs to be done.
Politicians need to decide whose side they're on. Do they want to be on the side of people who sexually assault people at work? Do they want to be on the side of people who sexually harass people at work? Or do they want to be on the side of victims who want to speak up and let people know what's really going on in their workplaces?
I'd love for this campaign to make women safer. I just really hope we can change the laws so that if they know if they stand up for themselves, they're going to be listened to, believed, rather than just being silenced and being told, you're the problem again.
I'm speaking out today because no one else should ever have to experience what I went through in any workplace. These actions have real consequences on people's lives. People and employers in positions of power must be made accountable.
Join us to call on the Australian government to introduce strong laws that will end the misuse of NDAs.
Our silence is not for sale.